Welcome back, and yes, I've finally done it. I am back in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, for the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I had to re-download a bunch of stuff, so let me check my audio levels. Those should be good. So, Vladof Assault Rifles. I gotta get used to these controls again. That's not what I wanted to do, see? It's been so long. So, Vladof Assault Rifles. This is the spin barrel. There are two different barrels. Are known for, well, all Vladof guns, fast fire rate, pretty deep mags, and pretty low recoil. They're kind of your typical spray and praise. And we have a decent amount of red text ones in here. So, the Shred-a-Fire, I guess to start with, I have a non-elemental one here. And for those of you that it's been a while, or if you're new to this series, you'll notice, yes, I have a blade on this. I have blades so they don't affect the stats, because the whole point of this is to compare a naked gun with red text to a naked gun without red text to see how they change. This is not a performance test, it's to see how they make the guns. So, to compare the Shred-a-Fire to the spin gun that it is based off of, the purple version, both with Vladof grip, Vladof sight, Vladof stock, and a blade. It's pretty much a general stat boost. You can see here more damage, slightly more accuracy, really good on the fire rate, and very, very good on the magazine. So just overall better DPS. But there is also a hidden effect. So I will start with the regular spin gun. You can see there is a spin up time. And here I'm just letting it fire. I'm not kind of holding any kind of accuracy. You can see here the Shred-a-Fire has a quicker spin-up time. And that's the other red text. So it is just really damn good. Now this thing is a bullet hose without a doubt. That 83 meg goes fast. I guess I'll compare the spreads here. See if it also has less recoil. Because recoil is not really listed. Let's go down a little bit so they don't overlap. I think it does have better recoil. Not really. It's about the same. But the fact that it's got a bigger mag and it kind of got a little wider, but typically as you keep firing it gets worse. And the fact that it gets faster sooner. Yeah, it's just overall better. It acts the same, it just acts better. The good news about the Shred-a-Fire in the pre-sequel, there are a lot of characters that can negate ammo usage. Primarily Jack and Athena, who can just say fuck you to ammo. Which makes the Shred-a-Fire insanely deadly with them, because they can just fire for days, and you will see that in the next video. So overall, this is good. The bad thing is, once again, it is a rehash. We've seen it before in Borderlands 2. So it's not new, but it is very good. Our next gun is also not new, the Hale. For those of you that were watching this series in Borderlands 2, the Hale is one of my all-time favorite guns. I absolutely love it. And it's no different in this game. It is absolutely insanely good. So the Hale, compared to its blue counterpart here, you have better damage, better accuracy, better magazine size, the same critical hit bonus you had in Borderlands 2, which is 200, but then you also have the negative assault rifle crit penalty, so it looks like 150 on the card. Then you also have the arcing fire, the splash damage, which is 80%, and the split on shot. So let me see if I can get this to where you can see that. That was 2 shots. The split doesn't happen for a ways. Alright, I'm going to go for the longer hallway. There it is, so you can see that. So you don't really get the split unless you're engaging enemies very far away. You can kind of see the arc here. Now if you have lower FOV, it's harder to use, but it's still not that bad. Hale also, you don't necessarily want to aim down sight on it because it is a dull barrel. You don't really have recoil. You do have this kind of natural spread of it, but you don't really have recoil. it just puts down a rain of bullets. So there's no real reason to ADS. But the DPS of this thing, when you combine the increased damage, splash damage, critical hit, and bullet split, is really crazy good. So there, I think it was, yeah, 56,000 on a crit, compared to its regular counterpart, 12,000. I mean, that's a lot. Now, granted, this one's really easy to crit with, but the Hale, you can just put down a rain of bullets. So the other cool things about the Hale, I guess character synergy-wise, Athena is absolutely killer with this. One, again, she can negate the ammo usage, but on big targets, this is a hell of a maelstrom stacker as well, because each bullet, without counting the dot, if you're far enough away, each bullet can be 2 stacks. Now you combine that with its fast fire rate, her ability to negate ammo so you can keep firing it forever. This is a really easy gun to get up to 999, all the maelstrom stacks possible, and just do a stupid amount of damage. Then you add the fact that you have splash damage, so each one has 2 chances to dot, and Athena just breaks the game with the Hale. On smaller enemies, not so much, because anything that she does with Maelstrom will eat through the smaller enemies, but on bosses, the Sentinel, Felicity, any of that stuff, especially the second phase of that Sentinel with that huge-ass crit, the Hale just melts it about as good as anything in the game, next to maybe a development. But a lot of characters can make it really good, just because it is a ridiculously good gun. Comes in all elements. So, once again, 2 really awesome guns, but we've seen them both in Borderlands 2. Good news is we have 2 new guns here. That's not the one I wanted to bring over in that spot. So, to start off, we have the Swift Ice Scream. Reminds me of the Down by Law, I Screama, You Screama, We All Screama for Ice Screama. If you guys haven't seen Down by Law, go watch it. Brilliant fucking film. Great scene as well. Roberto Benigni, Tom Waits, John Lurie, Jim Jarmusch film. Skin-wise, it's pretty lame. It kind of looks the same. I mean, it's kind of a different color pattern, but not by much. So this gun has lower damage, a bigger magazine, and on all accounts it says it freezes better, but on the card it still shows 6% and it doesn't have splash damage as far as I know. So I don't know if that's really accurate. It should be. It's also supposed to make ice cream noises. But I'm not hearing those, which is kind of disappointing. It does have some fairly low recoil there. Seem to bounce a little bit less than this gun, but maybe not. But this gun you get as a mission reward on the same mission as the 2 scoops. And the 2 scoops is so cool, I've never really messed around with this gun so much. But I struggle to really see the point of it. And why are you not making the song for me, gun? That's really lame. Maybe I did something wrong. But yeah. Not that impressive of a gun, just because it's very meh stats. It doesn't do a hell of a lot. The fact that it has lower damage is pretty dumb. Next, we have one of the guns that was locked for a long time, and they finally unlocked it and let you get it. It is the Old Painful. So, the Old Painful here, you can see, gets a little bit of a reskin. Nothing too great, though. But at least it's something. So on this, you have, kind of like the Shredifier, just an overall stat boost. I'm going to pick up the Shredifier. Where did my Shredifier go? There it went. Alright. So So you can see here, compared to its blue counterpart, actually I want to also pick up the purple and do a big comparison. So compared to its blue counterpart, it is better in pretty much every way. The other interesting thing about this is it shoots lasers, but they don't get laser buffs. Now you think that thing is fast. It is also bullet hose, so you want to be aware of that. But that puts out ridiculous damage. Or, I guess, maybe not damage, but ridiculous amount of bullets. You know, I like the laser sound, I like the laser look. So, again, compared to its blue counterpart, it is just flat out better. That 14.4 fire rate, once again, is fantastic. But if you go and compare it to a purple spin gun, it's got better fire rate and magazine, but worse damage and accuracy. Compared to the Shredifire, it doesn't even come near it, which is fine. But it is also only in fire, which is a bit of a letdown because, once again, in UVHM, in the pre-sequel, shields got buffed a lot. And there are a lot of shields, especially shielded bosses, and yeah, it kind of puts a damper on fire-only guns. Shock became much more important in this game because shields aren't as easily breakable. So, I guess my overall take on these Vladof assault rifles is pretty solid for the most part. I think 3 out of 4 of them are pretty solid. I don't see a whole lot of point in the Ice Scream. But the problem is there's nothing interesting here. We've seen the Shredifire, we've seen the Hale. Yeah, they could have brought back the Kitten. Just saying, Kitten was fucking awesome. If they're just going to bring back guns. But the Old Painful is just a lesser Shredifire that bullets look different and it's elemental locked. That's not that interesting. I guess I should also say with the Ice Scream, some of you might be already putting it in the comments, it is parts locked. So you're always locked to a certain accessory on it. As you can see here, that has the Swift on it. So you'll always have that accessory. Nice thing about parts locked guns is you don't have to really worry about farming parts. And it's a good enough accessory, so no complaints there. It is cryo only as well. So yeah, that's my kind of main problem here with Vladof assault rifles is you do have 4 red text ones, which is an okay number for the pre-sequel. We've seen better, we've seen worse, but yeah, the 2 best ones are just back from Borderlands 2. The Old Painful is just a lesser Shredifire, and yeah, the Ice Cream just isn't that good. So let me know what you guys think of these. You definitely want to mainly take advantage of ammo negation characters. Again, Jack and Athena. Aurelia can do some awesome things with a cryo Hale, because she just does stupid big things with cryo damage and critical hit damage and all that stuff. But yeah, Jack can flat out just break these guns with his ammo negation, but also his legendary Celestial Comm. Lets you fire them for days and just be pinpoint accurate. So with that reverse recoil, you go out and then you go back in to max accuracy. So Jack can be pretty damn sweet with these things. That's all I have, I think. So sorry it took so long to get back to this, but I am back in it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.